Give him the Nobel Peace Prize. If this works out the way that it could work out, the fact that anybody's debating whether or not Trump is worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize is horseshit. You give it to him. You do. It's the reality of what he has done and the potential change to an area that has been at constant war since, I don't know, before Jesus. One guy, and I give Trump a lot of crap. And by that, I mean, I call bullshit when I see it. And, the reality is one dude in the political sphere could have got this done. Biden couldn't do it. Bush couldn't do it. Obama couldn't do it. Clinton tried. But one guy who, as I said earlier today, sometimes you need somebody who will go, hey, I know it's square and the hole is round, but we're going to fucking get it in there and we're going to deal with it. And that happened. Because sometimes that needs to happen. Sometimes you don't need a scalpel. You do need a sledgehammer. Now, whether or not it works out the way that everybody thinks it's going to work out and prays that it's going to work out, and we hope that it's going to work out, we'll see. Tonight, they voted on it. Finally, there was a lot of issues, there was some contention inside of Israel when it came to the hardliners. So what you had was several. Ben Gvir, we talk about all the time. That's the national security minister. Smodrich, same thing. He's part of the religious, Zionism bloc, and a couple of the far right coalitions. They weren't thrilled. They didn't want any part of this, but it had to happen because enough is enough. Trump did something today where he acknowledged about 70,000 people had been killed. And he even said on the Palestinian side, and he even said, that's enough. They have, that's enough. So this is huge. And when I hear people go, the whole thing with the National Guard, whatever, we're freaking, I think it's bullshit. I think it's crazy. And, we're going to have an insurrection. I'm not buying it. It's just crap. And I've talked about it. Some of the other crap that goes on is BS. But when it comes to this, man, you got to give them absolute props. 100%. This was something that needed to be done. And somebody needed to be able to stand up and look Bibi in the face, who is, I remind people, is probably the most liberal, and that's crazy when you think about it, person in his party and in his cabinet. But it got done. And you have to give props. If they go from, and look, there's going to be 5 steps forward, 8 steps back, 3. This is not going to be smooth and easy. But you're going to have a coalition, which is something I've been screaming for years, and you're going to have the opportunity to put people on a path where they can have autonomy, the opportunity to have their own life, their opportunity to build something. And as we all know, if you're busy doing stuff to pay bills, to live life, to cover your mortgage, you don't have a lot of time to be angry and hateful. And guess what? I think the Palestinians could be on their way to that. It's not going to be an overnight thing. But if we look up in 5 or 10 years and they got that Trump golf course, that's the other thing I keep saying, man, you put a Trump golf course over there, do you really think he's going to let Israel go fucking blow it up? I don't think so. I don't think so one bit. Not even close. No chance. So absolute freaking kudos. It is a wonderful, hopeful thing, and we need positive thoughts in this thing. It doesn't mean, like I said, it's going to be easy, and there's going to be some bumps in the road, but knowing that the Israelis now can get their loved ones' remains back and the hostages could be free, that the Palestinians can now hopefully try to regroup and that they can get fed, and that maybe there's a pathway here for something greater that may help the region in ways that we can't even see at this point in time, is freaking amazing. And one dude, through the power of his personality and the fact that he was going to get it over the line, did it. And I kept telling everybody today too, if they were to turn this down, the Israelis, one great thing about if you know anything about Trump being the salesman, knowing when to say, yeah, I'm walking away from this deal. I'm walking away from this deal. And I think they realized that tonight. I think they did. And the fact that he negotiated and they negotiated with the Arabs and with the Palestinians and was not only a big deal, but it felt like, okay, we're actually a part of this, and they're putting a lot of trust in Trump. And when it comes to a lot of things, like I said, man, some of it drives me absolutely crazy, but this props, abso-freaking-lutely props. What else can you say? All right, you guys have a good one. Follow along with me across all my social media. Like and subscribe if you could, please. We're trying to grow this thing. We're trying to do things differently. Our whole thing is we want to bring people together. We want to give the exhausted majority the opportunity to have a voice when they don't have voices, and to be able to call out the powers that be, and to be able to say great freaking work when they do great freaking work, and give him the Nobel Peace Prize next year if this thing holds steady, because I want to see him get it and freaking celebrate it. Because you saw what he did at was it the World Club Championship? He wasn't getting down, or the World Cup, wherever he was when he had. That is Trump, and it'll be awesome. And the Nobel Peace Prize will have more eyes on it than ever before. You guys have a good one, and we'll do some more tomorrow.